Central News. A manhunt is underway for who murdered conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Details on the shooting and more. And on campus with the nation remembering September 11th, how UCO is honoring the victims. And UCO soccer has officially kicked off for the season. Luke Underwood has the details on their debut. All of that and more happening right now.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Abby Avers.
And I'm Jeremy Ramirez. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
As of this broadcast, the suspect in the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk is still at large. Authorities have released photos of a person of interest in the case and is asking the public to come forward with any information they may have. According to the Associated Press, the suspect fired one shot, then jumped off a roof and fled the scene. Shortly after Kirk's death was announced yesterday, Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt said on X that all flags in Oklahoma would be flown at half-mast today. Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin and Chairman of the Republican Party Committee Kevin Hern both posted messages on social media expressing sympathy for Kirk's family. This is still a developing story, and we will keep you posted with all of the latest updates.
A school shooting occurred yesterday at Evergreen High School in Colorado. The shooter has been identified as 16-year-old Desmond Hawley. According to authorities, Hawley shot two of his classmates and then turned the gun on himself. The shooter later died of his injuries at the hospital. The two teens were initially in critical condition, although one is now stable. The names and ages of the victims have not been released at this time, and it is unknown what law enforcement found inside of Hawley's home. But authorities will also be searching his locker, car, and social media. Several schools in the area will be closed for the rest of the week and next week. It is unclear when students will be able to enter the school to retrieve their belongings.
Now let's toss it over to Carly for our first look at weather.
Thank you, Abby. Looking at those current conditions, it's been a beautiful sunny day on campus today. 90 degrees outside, mostly sunny. Have a little bit of wind coming in from the south at 11 miles per hour with that humidity at a 43% today. Feels like 92 degrees outside, so a little bit hotter than what it is actually, but it still feels like a good, beautiful day. Going on to our allergy index for today, we've been kind of battling those fall and summer-like temperatures, so it is going to make those pollens go up and down. Grass pollen is at that low to medium level, with our grass and ragweed being our main contributors to that grass pollen today. Looking ahead, we're going to have mostly a sunny week coming up, looking cool mornings for the rest of the week, going to have some highs in the high 80s and low 90s, and then just that small chance of drizzle later in this week. I will have more for you later on in the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carly. Today is the 24th anniversary of 9/11, and I went out to see how the UCO community is memorializing the event.
September 11, 2001, a day that changed our country forever. And here in Edmond, the memory of that day and those we lost lives on. One of the ways the University of Central Oklahoma remembers 9/11 is through a remembrance walk. Nicole Doherty, the director of community engagement at UCO, told me more on why this event is so important to students.
Yeah, so we started the Remembrance Walk portion of like our 9/11 Day of Service and kind of flag planting activities about 3 years ago, and it really was with a transition that almost all of our undergraduate students now were not alive when the actual event happened, and so it's kind of hard to display what the meaning is behind it, besides that it was a large, global, tragic event. And so the Remembrance Walk is kind of our way to bring it to life for our current group of students, that they can read the story and kind of see the amount of people that were impacted by it, and also take a chance to kind of just reflect of what that day meant to the world at that point, what it still means today, and kind of what those ripple effects still look like, but also what they can take away from that, which is from our office's perspective, like how to build community, how to sit at a table and have discussions with someone, how to be a good neighbor to the people around us on our campus and in the community.
For many students and volunteers like David Pittman, the placing of the flags is not only patriotic, it's deeply personal.
I joined the military May of 2001, so 6 months before 9/11 happened. It was at a time of peace, and when that day happened, the world turned upside down, and I really knew what my commitment to this country was whenever that happened. So it's a big thing for me to be here.
Along the walkway, remembrance signs tell the story of September 11th. Serving as both a memorial and a teaching moment to those who walk by.
UCO Community Engagement will also be cooking spaghetti dinners for firefighters in Edmond this evening.
The Oklahoma Supreme Court issued a decision this week upholding Governor Kevin Stitt's order for all Oklahoma federal employees to cease remote work. Originally made in December of 2024, Representative Andy Fugate of Del City sued Stitt over the order, saying that Stitt had exceeded his authority with the order. It was an 8-1 decision, with Judge Douglas Combs dissenting. The majority opinion of the court, which was written by Justice Dustin Rowe, said, quote, Representative Fugate alleges the executive order inhibits a legislator from conducting legislative business and violates statutory law, yet fails to point to a statute the governor allegedly violated.
Attorney General Gentler Drummond released a binding opinion today stating that drag shows that fall under the legal definition of obscenity are illegal in public places and in the presence of children. Drummond cites the Supreme Court case Miller versus California in his opinion, saying, quote, the performance is not protected by the First Amendment to the extent it contains obscene material, end quote. The Miller test, named after that Supreme Court decision, has 3 questions that must be all answered yes for material to be considered obscene. The material, when looked at with contemporary community standards, appeals to salacious interest. The works depicts or describes in an offensive way sexual content defined by applicable state law, and the work lacks serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value.
Hey, Abby, it has been beautiful outside on campus. I wonder if it's going to stick around. What do you think?
Maybe when we come back, Carly Torbett will have your full look at weather.
Don't go anywhere.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Good afternoon, Broncos, and welcome back to UCentral. Looking at today's current conditions, we're looking at 90 degrees outside, mostly sunny, beautiful day on campus, winds coming in from the south at 11 miles an hour with it feeling like 92 outside. Looking at our current conditions across the state, we're looking at about the same other than in the southern part. We got 97 in Altus and then up in the Panhandle with 94, McAllister at 92 and 91 in Ponca City. But going into tonight, it's going to cool down a little bit and we're going to have clear skies. Winds still coming in from the south going down to about 5 to 10 miles an hour with that humidity bumping up just a little bit to about 57%. And it's Oklahoma, so we are going to have that 1% chance of rain. Looking in tonight across the state, everyone's going to be in those mid 60s, high 60s. Tulsa 69, McAllister 68, up in the Panhandle, Guyman 65, and our low spot for the evening are going to be Altus and Clinton with 64 degrees. And then the highs for tomorrow, we're going to see a little bit of what we've seen today, a little bit higher in some parts of the state. So Altus and Lawton with 97 degrees. Guyman up in the Panhandle, 93, Enid, 96, and OKC Metro with 94 degrees. Going into that 7-day forecast, nice sunny weekend up in the mid 90s, so 95 Saturday, or 93 Saturday, excuse me, and then we're going to have partly cloudy conditions on Sunday, bumping down to 89, going into 91 on Monday. And then looking into next week, we are going to have that little percent chance of rain, so 21% on Thursday with a high of 87. We're starting to still seeing that summer weather going around. We're battling out with those fall temperatures. Stay tuned with UCentral for more info on that. Abby, Jeremy, how do you feel about this weather right now?
Man, it just feels like summer and fall. We can't decide what it is. I mean, we had a taste of it, right? Like, it was nice for a little bit, but man, why are you doing this to us, Carly?
Over it.
It's too hot.
That's what I'm saying. We were really waiting last semester, waiting for that fall and summer to compete. We didn't see fall until like late October. So hopefully it's different this year. How about you, Abby?
I'm over it. I hate the hot weather. I am looking forward to some snow, maybe some time off of class.
Same.
I don't know, but I'm ready for it. Thank you so much, Carly. Coming up, find out what popular show had just an episode pulled from cable.
Sam Fraley has all of your social media news when we come back.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Hello everyone, I'm Sam Fraley here with your social media update. Comedy Central has pulled an episode of South Park that mocks Charlie Kirk from his cable rotation following his death. The episode still remains available for streaming on Paramount+. At the time of the episode's release, Kirk himself posted a TikTok praising the episode.
Okay everybody, the South Park episode just dropped, and honestly, it is hilarious. I mean, part of it is kind of like whatever, typical humor, but it was hilarious.
Republican Senator Ted Cruz of Texas introduced a bill on Wednesday that would let artificial intelligence companies apply for exemptions from federal regulations. If passed, the bill would make companies exempt for 2 years at a time. Companies would have to outline how they would mitigate potential financial and safety risks. The Federal Trade Commission has launched an inquiry into several social media and website artificial intelligence companies about potential harm AI chatbots can cause teenagers and children. The FTC today said it has sent letters to Google's parent company Alphabet Meta, ChatGPT, and others. The FTC said that if it wants to see companies have taken any steps to ensure the safety of children who use their chatbots as companions and to make sure children and parents have adequate understanding of the risk chatbots can pose to mental health. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sam. When we get back, Luke Underwood has big news about UCO soccer. Stay tuned.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead.
Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Hello, Bronco Nation. My name is Luke Underwood, and let's get straight into your Thursday sports stories. The UCO volleyball team will be in action tomorrow. The number 4 ranked Broncos will be headed to the St. Mary's Invitational in San Antonio, Texas. In the first match for the Broncos, we will see them face off against Fairmont State, who are also undefeated so far. As well, the Broncos will verse Texas A&M International at 5 p.m. on Friday. These will be the first time these teams have faced one another since 2014. The Broncos will also be versing St. Mary's and Florida Southern on Saturday, and we will have those scores for you next Monday. Over to the golf, the men's golf team is currently 1-0 on the season after racking up first overall at the Mule Invitational this Monday and Tuesday. The Broncos were led by junior Nick Canales, who scored an individual title at the tournament. Who was MIAA's Men's Golfer of the Week after he shot a 3-under par 207 this week. Central Oklahoma will be back on the course next Monday and Tuesday at the NSU Classic. The UCO women's soccer team will be in action today, making their home debut. The Broncos, who are currently 0-1-1 this season, are hosting Midwestern State, who are also 0-1-1 in a non-conference soccer match. The Central Oklahoma Broncos versus Midwestern State Mustangs kickoff is scheduled at 7 p.m. live from Tom Thompson Field. And 24 years ago today, one of the single greatest tragedies occurred. 9/11 affected every single American and human around the world. As a result of this, sports were also affected as all American sports were postponed, which marked at the time the longest hiatus of all American major sports in history. The first major game played in New York City after 9/11 was on September 21, 2001. The Atlanta Braves took on the New York Mets at Shea Stadium, with the New York Mets winning 3-2 after Mike Piazza's dramatic go-ahead home run in the 8th inning. Today's major sports game will be the Washington Commanders taking on the Green Bay Packers at 7:15, live from Green Bay. And that is all I have for you guys now. Back to Jeremy and Abby at the desk.
Thank you, Luke. Coming up, how many jobs are being cut from PBS?
And Carly will have your last look at weather. Stay with us.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills. Rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places. Open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
The death of Charlie Kirk has caused waves across social media in Oklahoma today. Mercy Hospital released a statement earlier today after posts circulated on Facebook from a woman claiming to be a Mercy nurse, mocking Kirk's death. Mercy's statement said, quote, "Tonight we were made aware of an unacceptable statement made by a social media user whose profile says she is a nurse at Mercy. We reviewed our employee records and can confirm that this person does not and has never worked at Mercy." Additionally, State Superintendent Ryan Walters made a post condemning tweets made by a teacher in Sand Springs, saying that this will not be tolerated in Oklahoma classrooms, and an investigation is being launched.
Now it's time to toss to Carly for our last look at weather.
Thank you, Abby. Looking at that hourly forecast, we're right to that 5 o'clock mark. Still sunny outside, still 90 degrees. As we get later into this evening, so around 7 o'clock, we're going to jump down to about 87 degrees. And then right around 9 p.m., we're going to see that 82 degrees. Clear skies. Start to see that little bit of a wind chill come out this evening. Looking at that daily forecast so you can plan your day tomorrow. Tomorrow, 7 a.m. in the morning, going to be clear. 70 degrees outside. Around noon, that sun's going to come out. Partly cloudy outside with that 87 degrees. And then later in that evening, sunny. Sun's going to start to go down. It's going to be around 89 degrees outside. And that is all I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carly. The Public Broadcasting Service has announced that it will be cutting 15% of jobs. This comes after Republicans voted to end all federal funding for public broadcasting, going into effect on October 1st. This will lead to about 100 PBS employees losing their positions. And unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I'm Abby Avers.
And I'm Jeremy Ramirez. Have a good night.